when I found out that we were being screwed, a road manager who worked with them was assigned to us, and he told, whispered in our ear that, we'd got quite a lot of money from Colombia, and we had no idea. And so we said that we should have a meeting with our managers. But then I heard from him that Sabbath, no, they were, I mean, we were being screwed, but Sabbath were being, I mean, more than screwed. They didn't own a thing. And so we had this meeting in their offices with three or four bands in there, and we all confronted them. And the father and the son were there, and they're one of the representatives, and they said, "Oh, no, no, you don't worry. You've got the money tied up in various companies. You're fine." And Ozzy, well, Ozzy and Tony obviously found out that they weren't fine, and they said, "Let me ask you a question. Do we own the houses that we're in?" And they said, "Well, not really." "And do we own the cars?" And they said, "Well, not really, but they're in a company." And Ozzy literally picked up the bottle that he'd been drinking from, the Jack Daniels, and hurled it right at the manager, Patsy and Senior, missed him by a quarter of an inch and smashed against the wall. And then that was it. The doors opened. We all walked out and said, "Okay, we got to get out of this." When I went down to see Pantera, for instance,
Right.
I was running a company. I was head of Atco Records, but I went down to see. I knew about them, and I saw a video of them, and I was familiar with the band anyway. But I went down to Texas, to this club, and there's I don't know how many people there, 70 people in there, and I went to see the band, and as a head of a company, and within three songs, I became a fan. I just knew they had it. I mean, Phil was just an incredible frontman. You had Dimebag, and Vinny and Rex. They had it, and I became a fan within three songs, and I knew I had to sign them, and I signed them, and I knew that at that time that MTV was very popular, but they would never get on to MTV because they were way too heavy, and
Yeah.
the music was way too heavy to get on radio. But I realized that having seen them and become a fan, that the best thing to do was put them on the road and put money behind them on the road, so that 500 people would show up one gig. The next time they came through a city, 5,000 people would show up. And that's how Pantera broke through, and Cowboys from Hell came out. And it lasted to the charts. And then Vulgar came out, and it went to #1.